I switched to computers. And now aerodynamics is just sort of a hobby.
Oh, say less! So I did a video on Revenge of the Nerds. So if you haven't seen part 1, go check it out. So continuing on, the nerds get denied the right to make their own fraternity, but they're accepted by a fraternity called Lambda Lambda Lambda. And I have no idea what the hell that means. But they're on probation, so they have to throw a mean party. So Lewis tries to go ask the stupid bullies girls. And that man is horrible. Sorry, it's body shaming. I mean... Stop! So Betty snitches on the nerds and is like, oh my god, you see, this is why you can't leave me alone, because one of those nerds asked me out to their party. But they're not getting any girls to the party, and that's a problem.
And offensive. Arnold, this party's important. If we don't impress the Tri-Lambs, we'll never get in.
Oh, maybe we can have lobster craws.
The fuck are lobster craws?
Oh, dude. That never gets old to me. Fucking lobster. Oh, I'm so done. I listened out because people were saying this movie was racist. Ow, like, it's kind of funny though. It is funny. Let's be honest. It ain't that deep. But bro, I was dying the first time I saw that. Every time I watch it, it gets worse. Or better, depending on your perception.
You guys got dates besides Gilbert?
I do. Yeah, but that's with a guy.
What about you, Booger?
I've been out combing the high schools all day.
So since they're having... Wait.
What did he say?
So they need girls so that more people can come to the party and impress the Lambda Lambdas. The bullies' girlfriends all show up, and I already know this is part of a big conspiratorial effort because you know nothing can come good out of these people. After you see that they set you up the first time, why would you trust them? Whether they're singing your praises or not, I would be so suspicious. Look at that mouth, willing and ready. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. Oh, you heathen. Bro, that girl in the back looks so dead inside. Please, dead inside. She looks dead outside, too. Jesus.
Great party.
Thanks.
Where are all those good-looking sorority girls you're supposed to have dates with?
You know women. They're probably just being fashionably late.
So, around this time, this guy's not having that much fun because the party is very, very boring. So what happens when you put a bunch of introverts together, they're not really used to throwing parties. And what's fun to them might not necessarily be fun to a fraternity. So Lewis decides to put on music that he thinks the Lambda Lambda guys will like. And look, I get it from his point of view. He probably thinks this is what they would like. But it's like one of the Lambda Lambda guys going to a white country house and they're not enjoying themselves. And like, you know what, let's put on some redneck music. Like that. It's just the delivery. The way they deliver stuff in this movie makes it hilarious.
Swing low, sweet chariot.
Lamar went over there with the quickness. So Gilbert's girlfriend says, well, I have people that I bored with. We can use them because those other girls aren't coming. Booger is like, no, those people are pigs. They look horrible. Why would we want them here? But those girls actually show up to the party and they're all dressed like grandmothers. I don't know, what is it? Maybe that's on purpose. Okay, one looks decent. And it's just... What are these knitted sweaters? You know how itchy those things are? My grandmother gave me one of those for Christmas, and I'm so sorry. I mean, she's dead now, so it doesn't matter. But I threw that shit in the garbage so fast. Like, of course, not in front of her. I was like, oh, thank you, Grandma, great. And touching that thing just made me break out in freaking hives. They are the most uncomfortable things. It feels like you're wearing prickles. So we find out very quickly that the girls are just as shut in as the guys, and nobody wants to loosen up because everyone's nervous. So they gotta do something to get the party going. This dude's face throughout the entirety of, like, his reactions are the best thing about this movie, I swear to God. His face, he doesn't have to speak. He just has to stand there with that judgmental. I love him so much. He is so hilarious. He doesn't have to say a word. His delivery, his expression is its own comedic element. I love it.
So I'm saying
That party would have been loosened up real quick if I was there, because I would have been laughing so hard. So Booger has an idea. He's like, bro, I brought the sauce. I brought the, weed, I think? Or cocaine, whatever. What is that? It is, think it's weed. It's very fat though, like that is thick. Look, I don't know what it is, but it gets people to loosen up. The guy really wanted some, he's like, God damn it, man, what the hell? Look, question, how do people smoke? I tried, okay, look, I didn't actually try cigarettes, but I decided to try my husband's vape because he got off of smoking and he vapes now. So he made some e-liquid with like no nicotine in it. And I'm like, all right, I'll try this. And my lungs were on fire. Let me tell you, the inflammation, like maybe I took too deep of a breath or something, but I couldn't breathe. I went, and then you press a little thing on the button to make some come out, and Jesus Christ, it felt like my lungs were giving birth to a new set of lungs, except that those new set of lungs were charred already. How? How do you, and these people, I'm pretty sure half of them haven't done whatever it is they're smoking. How do you do that without coughing up your insides? Not that I ever want to do that again. That was the first and last time I ever inhaled anything like that. It's not a nice feeling, so I don't get how people get high off of this. I'll enjoy the high when I stop suffocating. Like, I just don't get it. And I wish that wasn't my first experience, but it wasn't a nice feeling. And I was coughing for like half an hour. So that's the other thing that's kind of unbelievable about this. And then here's the thing. Can you get high off of the smoke in the room? But now everyone's everyone's partying. And honestly, this looks like a way better and more entertaining party than what we saw with the freaking cave people in the beginning, the popular kids. Look. It's picture time. Oh, goody. Look at this. Looks like normal people actually having fun. Fireball, 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 fireball. Jesus Christ. I just now noticed this guy guzzling all his sorrows away in the back. I don't know why this just made me nauseous all of a sudden. Ugh.
Nothing.
What in the world? Stop. This is so cute because these two literally look like the same people. I wish they had DNA tests back then because can you imagine how many? Ew. Oh my god. Bruh. And then this girl is like totally into Lewis, and I actually thought he was gonna end up with her because there's nothing wrong with her. I think she's gorgeous. And okay. Oh, stop. Look, I was actually screaming during this part because they all start getting down even worse the higher they get or the drunker they get. And then freaking Dexter starts moving. Okay. Oh. Yes. Oh my god. Just get with it. Stop. It's too late. It's taken over you. Submit.
Damn it. You moves sure can party.
Booger sounds like, remember that movie Beetlejuice? And he sounds like, oh my god, I had it the other day. What's the movie? Oh my god, I watched it. Red Rum, that movie. What the fuck? What is this called? Oh my god, dude. I have to actually look it up, because... horror film. The Shining, that's it, yes.
Here's Johnny. Damn it. You moves sure can party.
I don't know why. He just sounds like that. And he looks and sounds like Beetlejuice. Ew, what's her problem? Bro, relax. It's not that serious. Are you okay? Also, why are half of these women so gigantic? Are they from the Amazon? So this girl takes Lewis upstairs. And oh boy. And then we have one of the controversial scenes in this. Because I'm pretty sure that this person is a kid and not a dwarf. At least I think so. And he's talking to two women. And they're not doing anything to him. So there's nothing being done here. This is the way that kids act too. Sure, little girls act this way too when they see handsome men. As long as these women are not touching him, but he does the telltale things that all kids this age do. It's just, ew, stop, gross. Then Lewis. Oh my god. Bro, after he gets some, he's like, yeah, I'm hotter than I was before, bro. Yeah. Watch me work. Watch me not fall down the stairs because I'm tripping over my own big ass dick. Then the party is ruined because the stupid popular jockey people let a bunch of pigs in. They're obviously jealous of the fun that they're all having. I don't know what their problem is. They just go over the top with the projection of their own insecurity. Lewis knows what he's doing. Stop. Stop it, Lewis. What are you doing, bro? This isn't a Calvin Klein commercial. Stop it. Stop trying to, everyone else is standing normally.
You want some water?
I'm glad the Lambda guy gets to see what they're dealing with.
Hey, nerds!
And then they moon them. Apparently in a lot of these old movies, mooning was a very big thing. And the only time I've seen it very recently is in a video that was circulating on Twitter of this woman who closed off her street without telling people they were having a block party, so the neighbors couldn't even get into their own houses, and the guy confronts her and she literally lifts up her dress and shows him her bare ass. Don't ask me to tell you where it is. Go do the research yourself and find it, because I know you want to. So of course they're worried that this ruined everything. So they decide to get revenge. And I'm telling you, this is one of the most controversial scenes. Now, viewer discretion is advised because this breaks a whole bunch of laws, but to be fair, the jock people also broke a bunch of laws with how they were treating the nerds. Did this go a little bit too far? Possibly. But there's a lot of things about this that's just unreal that would not happen in reality, or at least I hope it wouldn't, but it still kind of does because we've seen. That's what freaks me out. Now I have to look under the toilet and like in public places. It just traumatized me because I've seen on one of the adult websites that somebody set up a camera in one of those portable potty things and women didn't know it was there. And I'm like, bro, what? So that made me paranoid because just happening to see that and then you click and you're like, what is this? Why is this POV like this? And then you're like, dude, someone had a camera. Wow, that's kind of fucked up. And it's very obvious that everyone that was going in there had no idea. This is also fantasy because regardless of the music playing, you're gonna hear drilling through your wall. But for the sake of a movie, they have a silencer on it. Sure they do. So Betty's like, oh, we stuck it to those nerds. Let me open up my dress. And I was actually also surprised that they showed in these movies. Like they're bare-chested, bare pant, like there's just full-on bare everything for women here. But the one thing I walked away with after seeing Betty is I have never seen a set of breasts so far apart. It's always interesting when, never mind, let's move on. Look, I'm not saying it's right. That's all I'm gonna say. So they terrorize the sorority girls and then they sick this person on them while the small kid and Lamar set up cameras. And back then, people did play pranks like that, I guess. It was more acceptable because they would do it to each other. And this is degenerate. Not saying it's right, like I said. Mitch, you went overboard with some of the stuff you did to them too. Like, you have people throwing people off of rooftops, head first. I think, personally, that's worse. Forcing them to do animals and threatening bodily harm on them, I think that's worse. So then we see them watching the cameras that they set up and spying on the girls. Lamar is doing a poor. I just feel bad for him because he's getting absolutely nothing out of it.
I drink to that.
This is bullshit. I want Bush. Pan down.
Bush. The first time I heard him say that, I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. And then I remembered shaving wasn't a thing, which I cannot imagine. I'm sorry. How? How did y'all deal with that? I know it's a natural part of our bodies, but trying not to be too TMI here. If I grow even a little bit, it's very uncomfortable. And you're constantly cleaning every time you go to the bathroom. Like, how do you have a full afro turf of hair between your like, how did you do it? I get if you don't wear any clothes, you know, but now that you do have clothes and things are trapped down there, hygienic wise, you sweat. You know what I'm saying? Women especially, our stuff, like, we have folds there. How did it wake up all the, did it smell? Like, what did you do? Wasn't it very annoying? Did you comb it? Like, I know these are stupid questions, but I'm legit curious. I know, asking the real questions, right?
We've got Bush.
Oh, help, hi.
man. You haven't even seen anything. It's covered. It's covered by a freaking hedge. There's nothing to see, but I guess he got too worked up. Because you gotta imagine these people probably never seen naked women in their life, and they didn't have the internet then, so... Well, they had magazines, but I guess seeing it really happening, I guess, in front of them is a whole different thing. Obviously, this is totally not okay. You get it. People can separate reality from fantasy, right? The degeneracy of the characters in this movie is part of what makes up the movie. You know, you watch those movies with people having revenge and the things that they'll do. Us girls, we've also watched a lot of modern movies with women doing some very questionable and fucked up things in the name of revenge. And we excuse it. Doesn't mean it's okay, but for the movie's sake, you're like, fuck, that was messed up. That was savage. I would go to jail if I did that. Or maybe not, because women more so get away with things. But that's part, I guess, of what makes this entertaining. But oh my God, can you imagine being one of the women in that sorority and you didn't do anything to these guys? You're completely innocent. You're probably one of the girls that got made fun of because you tried to stick up for them. And then they're also... That's horrible. It's like you just get the stray bullet that was meant for the actual people that were being assholes. Oh my God, can you imagine if they're farting down there? One of the girls in their room alone, her roommate leaves or whatever, and she lifts up her leg and is like, crack! I don't know why I made that sound. But that would be so mortifying if I knew that. Oh my God, I have such secondhand embarrassment right now. Like, one of my biggest fears is when I went into surgery. You know what I asked the surgeon? Oh my God, is there a risk that I'm gonna fart and not know? Like, and everyone's laughing, but it's a legit question. That's very scary. I'm under anesthesia. I don't have any control over my body. You know how mortifying that is? I know it's natural and everything, but still. Especially if you break wind and then it smells like you're raising the dead. That would be so embarrassing. And then, like, they have this footage. I'm guessing they're gonna use it by this point, right? Where are they gonna put it? There's no internet. What are you gonna do with it? Hand out photos?
Are you guys still watching the pies?
Yes, they're up. They've been up all night, bro. You would be too if these were dudes with their schlongs out. So stop. I don't want to hear it. Who is that behind you?
Yes. Have you been up all night?
Lamar's like, I actually got some last night. But they did too, but they're like, you know, we're researching right now, bro. Come off of it. Go find your own. So one of the parts of revenge is to get liquid heat that the jocks use for massaging. They are so lucky that they have people to massage them and it comes with the college. That's so cool. Freaking athletes get everything. So they pour liquid heat around their jocks. Or jock straps, panties, whatever you call them. And they start burning. The balls start flaming. Their balls are very upset with them. Imagine their balls are waking up like, oh, it's getting kind of toasty in here. And the testicle one is like, yo, is it hot? Then the dick is like, bro, what is happening? So stupid. So they tell the lab guy, oh, you put liquid heat in their stuff. That's not okay, but at least you fought back. Good job. Respect. So because of that, they get accepted into the fraternity officially. There's this, can you spot the serial killer in the group? All the way in the back. I'm kidding. Maybe not. I don't know. One of these guys is a serial killer. Then we get the fire scene. Okay. Okay. So since coming to this country, I realized that this is a symbol for something. And I know what the play is because it's a burning cross that says nerds. N-E-R-D-S. Basically, it's a sign for them to get out. I know what they're doing. I see it. But because the fraternity people, the popular kids, are still kids. Sorry. But they are still the leaders on the board, and he is the president. Obviously, nothing is going to come of it.
You know, guys, we are never going to get a fair shake as long as Stan Gable is president.
But the only way to become president is to win the homecoming carnival.
That's right, Arnold.
Now they have a new quest. I swear this movie plays like a video game. So they have to beat them at a bunch of sports, and there are some where they actually use their wit to beat the jocks on these tiny little tricycles. And they have to drink every time they go to the pit stop or make a lap. They have to drink alcohol. Like, how do people not get alcohol poisoning? But they have this chemical that you drink to offset the effects of the alcohol. Is this a real thing? Because if it is, why aren't more people using this?
Object to the race is to complete 20 laps around the track while stopping every lap for a mandatory pit stop.
Why does he sound like Bill Clinton?
Time, the driver will chug a beer.
Why is that so funny to him? He's like, chaw.
This is trichloromethylene. It counters all effects of alcohol in your system.
Does it really? Now I'm gonna look that up. What's it called? Trichloromethylene. Okay, I'll have to look into that some more because I don't actually know. I figure it'd be a big thing, but anyway. So Toshiro wins and the jocks are actually getting worried. Good.
Better recognize.
That's what they get. Look at how that guy fell. I love how this guy is just having fun with it. Wait, did they lose? Is that allowed? So then they have a burping contest with this freaking Lord of the Rings eldritch freaking monster. And I already know Bigger was gonna win this one. But Lambda is still far behind. Since these are jocks and they're very athletic, they have to throw javelins, and we think that the nerds are not gonna make it. And then old Sexy Legs over here is like, don't worry, I got this. And I'm wondering, okay, what is his technique? And tell me why. I don't understand. Did they plan all of this ahead of time? Because if they didn't, my question would be, why does Lamar have a floppy javelin?
He's a master at aerodynamics, and he designed the javelin to go along with Lamar's limp-wristed throwing style.
You get it? The limp wrist? I'm done, bro. I'm so done. Stop. Stop. When I first watched it, I thought they meant, oh, because he can't really throw that well, but no, limp wrist. That's what, jeez. And hey, don't get mad at me, because the gay community embraces it. At least some of them do. Talking like that. Why is he talking like that? That's so cute. Okay, so the kid who he's friends with designed it. I have to also mention that the Moo-Moos, or the girls that they bonded with over the party, they're also teaming up with the Lambdas. I don't know if that's allowed, but I guess. Or maybe they're just supporting each other.
I love you all. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, this is still not enough, so they throw a charity event, and the jocks hoe out their girlfriends for a chance at kissing everyone. This is so gross. Ew. Ew.
Big break, Chip.
What? That was a weird cut. So the Lambdas are selling pies, saying eat a pie for charity, and the line is mostly of guys, but so is the other one. To be fair, sort of. Not really. We see that Chip is over here with a person in black sleeves that's dressed like the mother from the Addams Family. And look how it cuts to someone wearing something completely different.
Big break, Chip.
Did her clothes magically come off, or did the other woman teleport in her place? It was just a very odd cut. I know it's a passage of time, but I don't know, I just noticed it because he has the same exact position. So the minute that I see that Stan Gable is under the mask, I know something fishy is gonna happen later. This cannot be coincidence. Again, foreshadowing. And why does he look so eager to kiss someone who's not his girlfriend? Clearly they're not exclusive, but she's also doing the same thing. I don't know, this is so gross. And of course, Mr. Womanizer over here is like, what's up, Betty? Nerd! She's acting like he's a different species. Look at this guy, eager. He's waited his whole life for this. What if a guy comes up? Like, what if, okay, if a girl comes up, all right, whatever. But what if you're in the boy line and a guy comes up? Can you refuse their kiss if you're not gay? I mean, it's kissing for charity. It's not kissing to get off, right? Still pretty disgusting, because I'm sure there's a bunch of people around here carrying diseases. You know, like the one where people get sores on their crotch, and what if you kiss someone on their flaps that had that, and then now you're gonna go kiss someone on their... That's really disgusting. The more I think about it, the more grossed out I get. Anyway, he's all like, what's up?
I'm not kissing a nerd.
And I also noticed he just so happens to be wearing something similar to her boyfriend. I wonder if this is going to come into play.
You have to. I paid my money.
It's time for my break.
Kiss this, nerd.
Stan. Wow, how are they gonna do the corpulent woman like that? Her only purpose in this whole movie is to be the gross person that nobody wants. It's so dehumanizing. And look how eager she is to do it. So, coincidentally, Betty's all like, oh, this kissing's made me... let's go do it.
This kissing's made me horny.
God, Betty, you're like a goat.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You're like a goat? Huh? Oh, because she's horny? That can't be what it is. That's so embarrassing. You know what that's code for? That's code for I already did it with someone or wanked one off. I mean, bro, you were kissing people too. Like, I don't get people complaining if they're... Never mind, whatever. So Lewis hears this and he's like... Grandfather Luigi, stay back. I've got a job to fulfill. Someone needs saving. If he won't do it, I'll step up because I'm a man. Oh no. No, are you really? Lewis, stop. So he puts on Stan's mask. Oh no. And then I already know what's gonna happen. Look, this is totally a crime, but this movie breaks every crime. You know, I thought anime was degenerate. I had no idea that American entertainment back in the day was on par with anime. So she thinks of Stan. She's like, come on. Yeah, baby, let's go. And she's like, let's do it on the moon. But he doesn't want to take off his mask and he won't speak. And she's like, ooh, you're trying to be mysterious. Okay, first of all, if I've done it enough with my boyfriend, partner, or what have you, I'm gonna know what his body feels like. It's very clear. I'm gonna know what it is, unless someone else has the exact same build as he does. Stan is an athlete. He's significantly larger. First of all, he's significantly taller than Lewis is. So I don't know if this is some kind of subconscious shit, but he's way taller. I can tell if it's my husband from him standing miles away. Like, you can tell the way someone walks, the way they look. How are you dating this person, having slept with him so much, and you don't recognize that, number one, he's probably like a foot shorter. Number two, his arms and his body are way slimmer. He's like half the size of Stan. How do you not feel that? Like, how do you not see? Are you that stupid? I mean, I guess psychology, because she's not expecting, like, but then again, you've also been blindsided by the nerds before in your shower. And of course, I know without even hearing it, I already know what's gonna happen, because there's also a stereotype with this. I'm gonna help you guys out for a second. Guys who have to actually work hard to get women are freaks. Just saying it. Because they want, you know, they ingest more of that information. So they're often way better and more generous lovers than dudes that women chase. Because your prize is being with them, because I'm hot and I'm popular, so. And I'm not saying this was always the case, not saying it was, but the worst sex, like the two worst sessions I've ever had were with really hot guys that were popular. And I didn't have the heart to tell him, because at the time you're like, oh, so hot. But the sex, he obviously doesn't know what he's doing, or nobody wanted to tell him. And it's like, they're thrashing around on you like they're made of jellyfish, or, and I'm just thinking to myself, this is, you know, damn. I mean, the people who molested me did a better job. Joke. Calm down. There is kind of a stereotype there. So, I was expecting, and I also was proven right, that Lois is going to blow her mind. She's gonna find out that it's him and be mortified, but then she's gonna be like, wait a minute, you did it better than my boyfriend ever did. Are all nerds like this? I guess you guys aren't so bad because you took me down. I knew that was gonna happen. It was so predictable. And they show that Stan is out here. We already know it's Lois. So while Stan's girlfriend's getting piped out by the nerd, he's wondering how the nerd fraternity is doing so well. And they send Ogre to investigate. Of course he's wearing this. They eat the pie, and the pie's fine. It's mostly whipped cream. And at the bottom of the pie, on the plate itself, is his girlfriend's tatas. So they don't have internet, but that's how they use that. They printed it out and place it at the bottom of all these pies. And I guess through word of mouth, of course, everyone's buying them because they want to see boobs. Doesn't take much for men to spend their money when that's involved. And they're Betty's.
Oh, Stan. That was wonderful. You did things to me you've never done before. You're that nerd.
Look how she says it in admiration. She's not even shocked. She's like in awe. And he's like, yeah. Like the fact, okay. This is like every anime revenge suki, but I guess for him it's a happy ending. This is like someone's fever dream. Like, you know when you imagine someone does something to you and they make your life hell, and then you go back home, because that's what us introverts do. I'm sorry, I've been bullied, like, for most of my childhood, and you're not stupid enough to get beat up by a 6-foot woman who has a freaking glass bottle in her hand. Like, you're not stupid. It's New York. I get it. You got to stand up for yourself. But during that time, I was like, no, I didn't learn to stand up for myself yet, and I didn't want to get killed. So you'll back down and do that stupid smiling thing that everyone does when they're submissive and scared. And then you'll go home and you'll beat your chest in the mirror and be like, what, bitch? The fuck you said to me, bitch? Every single one of us that's been bullied has done that. You know, you see the school shooters, they didn't come out of that phase. I think they took it too far and they stayed in it. They didn't use it to bring them peace. They took it further. They took the fantasy to school with them. That was the problem. It's supposed to be cathartic. You imagining, like, the imagination plays a part in it. This feels like that. This is someone's fever dream that they imagine getting back at someone, but they never actually do it because they'd get decapitated. When in reality, this is them breaking every single crime in the book. Like, I've also done that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've imagined people hurting my family and then me, like, sticking a fire poker or something up their ass and pretending you're a vampire and then killing everyone in seconds and just making them suffer. And you wouldn't do that in real life because I feel like I saw someone suffering like that. I would feel bad for them and stop. My humanity would kick in. But when you're imagining getting back at someone, everything's off. Turn them into goats, make whales eat them, have superpowers, and use it the way that the boys portray it. When in fact, all of those things, regardless of what they did to you, are freaking criminal.
Yeah.
God, you were wonderful.
Thanks.
Damn. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so she asks him if they're, why am I stuttering? If all nerds are like this. And he says yes, and then he drops this bar to help out his fellow nerds. And it's true.
Are all nerds as good as you?
Yes.
How come?
Because all jocks think about is sports. All we ever think about is sex.
Oh, shit. Okay. Stop. Anyway, so she falls in love with him, and just because. I think it also matters, like, you know, but anyway, moving on. So, they're winning. They're getting up there. Why is everyone smiling? What's happening? Oh, they're all wearing dresses, and I guess that's entertaining because the girls are pretending to be the guys are pretending to be the girls. The only reason people are cheering for them is because they're popular. Then fireworks go off, and the nerds steal the show, and they're putting on the best, like, Poindexter here looks amazing, even though you can't see his eyes because his glasses function as them. And people are raving over this, and if you're just looking at this, you're gonna think it's some kind of concert, like it's some really good music playing, right? What in the nun? Okay. Yeah, you're gonna think it's some really good music playing, but this is the music everyone is banging out to. This is it. I guess entertainment was lacking for them. That's 80s music. All the music in this movie sucks. I'm sorry. I know you probably are gonna get mad. Some people are mad because I'm making fun of the 80s. But like I said, there's gonna come a time where I'm gonna be old and people in 2070 or whatever is gonna be looking back at us in our time now and laughing and thinking, everyone was on their phones. We could just see that shit in our heads. People had devices where they had to look up things and type on freaking bricks. That's so archaic. Maybe people back then won't even have bodies. They'll just be floating around like spirits and apparitions and laughing at us. They had bodies with juice in them and secretions. Ew. I hope that never comes to that. That'd be freaking weird. But then again, I won't be here. Hopefully I'll be reconstituted or reincarnated as something so I can experience that. I didn't even notice those things in the back. That's creepy. Ew. What is that? You can't even see them. Anyway. So they stole the show. Why is the Japanese guy dressed as a Native American? I guess he's the one that looked most like one, but really?
Lambda, and Omega Mu.
Oh God, I can't. So of course this guy, obviously he was a nerd too because he has glasses and he's dressed in a Pee-wee Pee Wee Herman outfit, and it's made of wool, so that's supposed to be stereotypical. Oh, he's a nerd too, he's one of them, and he's cheering for them. He's definitely not a jock, so he falls by default in the other category.
What's wrong with these fucking people?
So now the guy is like, I gotta get rid of some of this anger. I'm so mad that we lost. Let's go pump some iron. She's like, no, I don't want to. I got a date with a nerd. His willy's bigger than yours. And their coach, who probably was a bully too when he was younger, is like, you guys embarrassed me. Jesus. He basically tells his guys in drag that they need to go over and fix things and commit violence against the nerds for winning fair and square. So they go over like a pack of wild chimpanzees. Why is the fence so easy to... What is it, made of Legos? And the nerds come home, and even though they won, their house is completely trashed. And it's supposed to be so disheartening because they worked so hard on it. Oh my god. Is that shit on the wall? Oh, gross. I hope it's not. So Louis is all disheartened, and I can understand he's just fed up with it. Gilbert's like, dude, why are you upset? We're gonna be the leader of the council. And he's like, so what? Louis is just so tired of it. And it's kind of messed up to see them all disheartened like this, but Gilbert's like, I gotta do something.
I'm a nerd.
Welcome to the real world.
I never really wanted to believe that.
Aww. Dude, the way he said that's like the most heartfelt thing he's ever said in this movie, and the way he delivers it is so sad. But at the same time, if he only knew that he and people like him would be the Jeff Bezos and the Bill Gates of the world.
We're nothing. We let them destroy our house.
To be fair, you weren't home, so. And it's not like you were there, you stood by his side and had them do it while you watched. They did it while you were away. Maybe you would have let them watch because you didn't want to get pummeled, but still.
Louis, we're going to control the Greek Council next year.
Big deal. You'd be dead by then, Gilbert.
Damn.
That's kind of messed up. Why would you say something like that, Louis?
You understand that? The university doesn't care. There's nothing we can do about it.
I think we got something good going, and I'm not going to let him take it away from us.
Gilbert, don't be a fool.
I don't know why Gilbert reminds me of Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire. The way he, like, his intonations and his bottom half of his head. Maybe it's just me. So while the idiots are celebrating, Gilbert walks up, mad as hell, and the jocks try to stop him. They dunk him in the water, but that doesn't stop him from trying. So he tries to grab the mic so he can talk to people. And the nerd guy, the dean, is like, leave him alone, and he's standing up for him, which is more than he's done in a long time.
Pardon me? I'll break his goddamn neck if he doesn't give me. You will do nothing of the sort. Don't touch that boy.
Says who?
Says me.
Ooh, okay. Okay, Mr. Dean guy. Ooh, all right. That's nice. I like that. That's so cool. You see, that to me is cool. He's scared. I know he is. This guy is 3 times his size. And he's still bravely standing up for someone else. That to me is heroism.
You asshole.
Ooh, oh my god. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the guy in the middle is like, let him talk to you like that, coach.
Hold it, coach. You just hold it right there.
I love him. He's like the voice of justice. Look at his face and his finger. He's like, if you touch him, I'm looking for an excuse. Listen, we're an all-black fraternity. You think we won't take an opportunity? We're just looking for a reason. Give us a reason. I wish you would. Coach ain't gonna mess with them.
Oh, no, I ain't messing with you. Oh, no.
So because they're part of the Lambda Lambda fraternity, I don't know where they came from or if someone called them, but the leader of the Lambda Lambda Lambda, that's too much to say, is like, okay, Gilbert, spit your raw. So Gilbert's talking and he makes his heartfelt speech about nerds and have you ever felt put down, left out, like you were nothing? And this resonates with so many people. And he said something that's very interesting. He said, there are more of us than there are more of these guys.
And I'm here tonight to stand up for the rights of other nerds. I mean, all our lives, we've been laughed at and made to feel inferior. And tonight, those bastards, they trashed our house. Why? Because we're smart? Because we look different? I'm a nerd, and I'm I'm pretty proud of it.
Now, you don't realize this, or maybe you do, but the interpretation goes beyond just being a nerd. It stretches the reaches and the expanse of everybody who falls under the category of being discriminated against based on them being different than what is considered the norm. You can be in the minority or be different, but that doesn't give people the excuse to physically hurt you or try to keep you down. They never had a problem with the jocks disagreeing with them. They never had a problem with the jocks competing with them. They had a problem with them crossing the line and going out of their way to make their life hell just because they were nerds. So Lois comes in to help Gilbert and says, there's a lot more of us than there are of you beautiful people. I guess insinuating people who aren't nerds, when there are a lot of nerds that are beautiful too. But so he calls all the people forward who feel like they fit into that category. And most of the school and the attendees or the guests step in. And it's scary because the jocks and the popular people realize they're outnumbered, which is true. And I know it's like a cautionary tale at this time as well, but it is also for today. Because I notice a lot of the people that are the most intolerant on social media don't realize that the people who they're picking on or vilifying or trying to make their life hell, they don't remember that those people outnumber their people. They are a minority. Does it make sense for you to go in a population or in a society where you make up probably 1% to 2% of that perception and everybody else is against you and then provoke them? That's very stupid. That's like going into a lion's den and throwing cake on their faces and trying to whip a pride of lions that are hungry. So it's a happy ending for the nerds. And the nerd guy, who is a counselor guy, I don't really know what his occupation is, I'm just calling him counselor or dean. He says, I'm gonna let these boys live in the big house. And the coach is like, where we're gonna live. And I was just thinking the same thing he was thinking.
While you and your boys rebuild theirs.
And where the hell are we gonna live?
Yeah, what about us, huh? Your jocks go live in the gym.
Makes sense. You'd be right at home. You're all sports guys, so why would you have a problem living in the gym together? Look at that freaking traitor, Betty. She jumped ship for some dick. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it there. Then the movie ends. Very weird movie, but it had some inspirational themes past the degeneracy. And it's so cool that movies like this took risks that movies today wouldn't. And I think there's something to be said here because people will look at themes like this and say they're problematic. Very clearly, in reality, they are problematic. But that's why they're movies. I love the way it ended with the Lambda leader because it was so majestic. The way that it closed out on his face and his finger. Basically, he's the epitome of justice and standing up for what is right and standing up for his friends or his fraternity. I don't know the actor, but okay, Lois, I see you. Bro, I'd be scared though. I'd be scared. Honestly, if I ended up with Betty, because it's like, okay, you jump ship real quick just for some good sex. What if some other guy comes along and does the same thing? You know what I mean? But anyway. Wicked! Okay, that was a great outro. Oh my god, that was great. Ooh, they give me chills. That was great. I have to listen to that song. I don't think I've ever heard that actual song fully through. That was amazing. The music, the way they used it with the imagery of him with his face of justice, like, you don't touch him. Ooh! Ooh! That was so good. This movie was so amazing. It was so entertaining. I don't even know. I got off the last point I was making. I'm so sorry. I'm scatterbrained like that. But I'm really glad that my husband made me watch this movie. I hate it because he'll ask me the same thing you guys do. Like, you've never watched this movie? You've never watched the one that you guys were talking about, Animal House and Club of Breakfast and there's a bunch of others. He's like, you have to watch this. It's a cult classic. It's a this, it's a that. And I'm like, bro, why? And I was kicking and screaming, metaphorically, because I just thought it looked like shit. I'm like, why would I want to go back and watch this? They're old. It's not entertaining. But then you go back and you watch these old movies, and honestly, for me, so far, most of the old movies he's shown me are very entertaining. I'm glad, because if he didn't force me to watch them, I wouldn't watch them. My best friend's mom would do the same thing. She would sit me down with me and my best friend from my childhood and make us watch stuff from her generation. And I was always eager because I knew whatever Auntie J made us watch, it was going to be some kind of moral lesson. And they seem like boring movies, like Little House on the Prairie. Looks boring, but once you get into it because you're being forced to watch it, you actually get invested in the characters. You're like, you know what, this is actually pretty fire. Not gonna lie. Wouldn't watch it by myself, but now that I have watched it, I'm not sorry that I watched it. Does that make sense? Anyway, as I was saying, what is that? What is that, bro? dick spraying water out of it? Does that not look... Okay, maybe it's just me and my mind. Does that not look like what it looks like? Okay, let's not be dishonest. Very peculiar. Anyway, I appreciate that they're willing to take risks with certain concepts like this because it's not real. My husband made me watch Weird Science after this. I'm convinced after watching that, first of all, there was some actual laws that were broken there. But I'm convinced now that everyone was on drugs in those days when they made movies. Holy shit. Brother, oh my God. I don't know if I'm even gonna review that because that made me feel like I did drugs just watching it. Anyway, thanks for joining me on the journey. I had a good laugh with you guys. I don't know what movie I'm gonna review next. Maybe some monster movie or something, or not. You can check out my other low budget movies. They're in the low budget and monster movie playlist for other reviews that I've done. Most of them I'm going insane and I don't have fun watching them and I actually get really, really angry. So I took a break from doing those types of movies. But I can honestly say I had fun doing this review. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.